Can you guess who this person is? He is the only person, the only entrepreneur who has launched three separate $1 billion companies. He is an engineer, both a software and an electronics engineer. He is an expert on marketing. He's an expert on raising funds. He understands HR. He understands sales. He understands product design. And he also manages to lead a group of very, very smart engineers. Hey, welcome to episode number 51 of Escape the J-Curve. I am your host, Rohan Nag, and welcome to another show, and thank you so much for tuning in. I hope everybody is safe, you are doing well, your family is safe and healthy, and I am just so afraid for tomorrow. Tomorrow is a Sunday, and I've been discussing this for a last couple of episodes in the podcast that I've hired a personal trainer, but I have not started the training sessions yet, and I'm so not looking forward to this. I have to wake up at 5:30 every day tomorrow onwards and hit the gym by 6:15 or something like that, and he would be waiting for me and he would be ready to kick my ass, take me to the cleaners, and I am just dreading every moment of it. I know it's going to be a pain to wake up at 5:30. I know it's going to be a pain. This workout session is going to be a pain, and the delayed onset muscle soreness is going to be a pain. But one thing that I have figured out about myself is that I hate not being able to keep my promises. So I have to do this. And the only way I found that to keep myself accountable is to involve someone else. So if I'm answerable to someone else, I'm the most accountable. And if I want to get something done, I sort of, declare it publicly, and it's an fucking embarrassment for me if I don't get it done. So, I'm not looking forward to this, but I will have to do this because I want to get in the best shape of my life. And, I've got some big things planned out, and I need all my fitness and all my energy to tackle those tasks for 2020. So here it goes. Fingers crossed. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I'm going to give it my best shot, and I have held myself accountable. So let's see how it goes. Anyway, can you guess the person I was talking about in the beginning of the episode? The person who is the only person to have launched three separate $1 billion enterprises, and he's got the skills that I talked about: software engineering, electronics engineering, marketing, HR, raising funds, running $3 billion companies at the same time. The person is no other than Elon Musk. I think, everybody would have guessed it from the description. It's not impossible to figure that out. But I think we live in a culture which hates and which shits on super successful people. And the culture definitely does not take into consideration the amount of hard work and the amount of super valuable skills that it takes for a person to reach that level. And I find that to be very, very exciting and inspiring, and I don't see why people hate on success stories such as Elon Musk. And the one thing that I wanted to talk about is in today's episode is skills, and a rare combination of very, very valuable skills. And that's what the 8th chapter of my book, the 76-day lockdown guide, is all about, So, as far as I'm concerned, there are only 5 ways to increase your income, okay? The first way to do it is obviously go win a lottery. Winning a lottery. You make loads of money overnight. The second way of do it is inheriting the money. You have rich parents, they send you to the best schools, they provide you with inheritance money, and you're all set for life. But the other 2 ways of getting money or increasing your income is not as easy. Okay, so the first one is get a new job with a higher pay, and the other one is continuous skill stacking. Okay, now let's look at each of these ways of increasing your income. The first one, winning a lottery, everybody knows that it's a 1 in a million chance. You might never ever win a lottery in your life. So if you want to increase your income and you're waiting to hit the next lottery, good luck with that. Secondly, inheriting the money. Well, I'm guessing if your parents are rich, I don't think you're listening to this podcast anyway. Your life is all sorted, and you're Dan Bilzerian or whoever it is, and you're not really concerned about increasing your wealth, just keeping it enough so that you can enjoy your life and things like that. And a lot of very expensive CAs are going to plan out your wealth and how you're going to get access to the money over your lifetime. So you're kind of sorted. No need to listen to this episode. The other one, getting a new job with higher pay. Okay, how do you get a job which is obviously pays more than what you are getting right now? Again, the global economy has changed and you don't have a control over a new job. Although I know people who have moved jobs during the COVID-19 scenario, but it's getting increasingly difficult to get a new job in this scenario. And obviously, there are going to be more people competing for the same positions. And guess who is going to get the job? The person who is the most experienced and the person who has the most skills, period. The last way of increasing your income is to actually build a set of skills that are so rare and valuable for the marketplace that you can charge or command any sort of fee for that. And if you have some idea about economics, that's what the demand and supply curve talks about. So if the demand for a product is really high, but the supply is really low, the producer of that commodity or product can charge high prices for that product. But if the reverse is true, there is a high supply but low demand for a product or a service or a skill set in the market, obviously people have to reduce their prices and they compete in what's called a commodity market, which is nothing but, you're selling potatoes. And you are selling potatoes which, grocer A is selling, grocer B is selling, grocer C is selling, grocer D is selling. But if you want to sell your potatoes for $50 when everybody is selling it for $5, nobody is going to buy from you. They're going to go to the other providers. It's as simple as that, at the intersection of demand and supply curves. So in order to be more successful or in order to increase your income, it's pertinent, it's important to gather more and more skills that would be so rare and so valuable in the market that you can charge a higher fee or, for your services or for what you're offering. And you're solving a problem so big that very few other people can solve the same problem, and people are looking at you to get it done, and they're going to hire you or give you a higher fee for what you're willing to do. Now, this is exactly what the chapter 8 of my book is all about. It's about why skills are a must-have, why you need to keep adding skills to your tool belt if you want to increase your income and stay relevant in the digital economy, which has resulted from the COVID-19 scenario. You have to think in the long term. Is your skill going to be relevant in 5 years from now, in 10 years from now? Is your skill is it in demand, and is it valuable? So you have to answer all these questions to yourself and come out with an answer, come out with a couple of skills that you need to learn immediately to keep you relevant in the market, and maybe even to increase your income in the long term. So let me tell you a story. I think I've told this story a million times in the podcast, but I think it's a very personal story and it can land the point that I'm trying to make. So hear me out. So around January, I decided to launch an e-commerce business. In February, I was done with the product research. I shortlisted 6 products that I want to sell. In March, my website, my branding, my Facebook page, my Instagram, everything was launched, and I was ready to start sending traffic to my e-commerce website so that I can test out the Facebook ads and I can start making some sales. So I was planning to launch the website around, I think, second week of April or something like that. And then the global COVID thing happened and everything went into a lockdown, and I quickly realized that I would not be able to procure stuff from market A and send it to market B in very complex COVID scenarios when people are, everything is locked down, logistics is really screwed. And I was down for a couple of weeks. I didn't know what to do. And I was at my wit's end. I was like, damn it. I decided to make this business and I decided to make it happen. Everything was planned. It was going well. The product research went well. They were getting some good numbers, and I was hopeful of getting good sales and making a successful e-commerce store out of it. But the COVID thing sort of threw cold water on my plans. So I was down for a couple of weeks. Then I realized something. In the digital economy, I have to learn how to produce digital products, and I have to learn how to sell the said products online. I cannot rely on cold calling. I cannot rely on reaching out to a lot of people on a one-on-one basis. Even if I can, that would be an inefficient way of reaching out to people. Say if I can reach out to 400 people a day on phone calls or on Instagram or on Facebook, I can reach out to 4,000 or 40,000 or 400,000 or 4 million people through the power of the internet. If only I knew how to convert those people into my product, which can be distributed digitally, I would have won. So that was the decision why I decided to learn some new skills. And I made a promise to myself some years back that I'm going to learn whatever I learn from the absolute best in the industry. So I know this person called Russell Branson, who runs a company called ClickFunnels, and he is an absolute master of selling online. I've talked about his business, how he grew his business, the ClickFunnels business from $0 to $400 million company in 3 years on the back of self-liquidating offers in another podcast episode. I'm going to link that episode in the podcast description today. episode description today, so you can go back and listen to it. But it's a fascinating story, and I decided to learn from him. So I decided to sign up for one of his online programs, and that is called One Funnel Away Challenge, where he challenges people to build their first funnels. And you have to be on your feet, because it's a 1-month program and you have to produce homework every day, and the program is not available after a month. So you have to come up with your offer, you have to come up with your funnel, you have to learn copywriting, you have to learn how to sell online, and it's hardcore, it's intense. But when you go through it, you would be so confident about creating offers, selling online, creating funnels, that you would start seeing immediate results. Okay? And I think that's a valuable skill to have, because if you were to have any skill which will not go away in 5 years, which will not go away for, in the next 10, 15, 20 years, I think it's this the ability to sell, first and foremost, the ability to influence people, to take them through a series of steps so that they are in a state to make a buying decision. And the channels have changed, the sales channels have changed over the last 50 years, from radio to TV. Now it's the internet, and I don't see the internet going away in some time. I don't see the skill of selling people going away soon. So I think it's a foolproof skill that you can master, you can learn. Or I wouldn't say that you can learn. I think the skill that you should and you must learn is the ability to convince a lot of people to buy into your product, service, or idea online. You are influencing people on a one-to-many situation, and that's exactly what the One Funnel Away Challenge from Russell Branson does. It teaches you how to do it. It's I think it's so important that it's almost worth like gold, this skill, to be the ability to sell people online. And so I made a pivot into digital content marketing since February, since April 2020, and I've managed to create some digital assets which are bulletproof. They're not going to be taken away by COVID. They're not going to be taken away by any global scale pandemic. They're going to be staying there forever. And if I learn how to successfully give traffic to these digital assets, I'll be making money till perpetuity. So I've written a book, I've started a blog, I've started a podcast, and all of those are my digital assets which are going to be safe from the COVID economy, because they are digitally distributed. And now, if I need to reach out to a bunch of people, or to promote a new product, or do anything interesting with my presence online, I can do so. So I think it's very, very clear about what needs to be done. People who are concerned about the economy and how it's going to pan out in the next 3-4 months, next couple of years, I think it's the right time to get into online marketing, direct response marketing, understanding funnels, understanding online sales. And it's important to learn from the right people, to learn from the best in the market. And I highly recommend you guys check out the One Funnel Away course. I'm going to leave a description in the link. I'm going to leave the link to the One Funnel Away Challenge by Russell Branson in the podcast description if you guys are interested. And also, my ebook is live, and this is the last day for the free promotion that I'm offering. So tomorrow the free promotion on Kindle would not be available. So if you want to check out the book, this is the best day to do it, because tomorrow onwards it's not going to be free. It's still going to be on Kindle, but I'm going to raise it to full price. So if you want to grab a copy of the book, please feel free to get started. All the links for all the marketplaces where the book's available is going to be left in the episode description. So having said that, I wish you guys a wonderful day ahead. I'll be back tomorrow with episode 52 and the 9th and the last chapter of my book. I'm going to give you a preview, run you through a few stories, what the chapter is all about, and I will catch you tomorrow. Listen, thanks so much for listening to the episode. I really appreciate it. Now, if you think you have got any value out of this episode, please make sure to engage with the content. My podcast is available on all of the platforms like Spotify, like Apple Podcast, Google Podcasts, Breaker, and it's also even available on YouTube. So if you got some value out of this content, please like, please subscribe, please leave a comment, or please download and share it with someone who would get value out of this. That's all I ask. Thank you so much.